So it's that time again. It's another TWAB. I usually don't make videos about TWABs, but this one's really important. Very, very important for the future of Destiny, forever, in perpetuity. This may be one of the most important things that we read in a TWAB ever. So Bungie's doing another costume contest, and we know how important this is. You know, fashion is the end game. We all know Destiny is the main thing, but they're doing two things. First, you can vote for the costume, obviously the Eververse ornament, but also a second thing, if you actually vote, you get this cool snazzy emblem. I think it's pretty cool. Now, just to reassure you, you get this emblem for simply voting. Your choice does not have to win. So just follow these steps on screen or go to the TWAB and read it and whatever and submit your vote. Here are the time frames from March 31st to April 6th. This is when you want to do all these things. And then April 7th to April 13th, that's when you can start voting. April 13th is when the votes are counted or done or whatever. April 19th, the Broken Barriers emblem is distributed to all players. So that's when you get the emblem, is the 19th. Then the winners will be announced later. So before we go to the actual armor, I want to talk about why this is so important. Well, because the player's choice matters. You know, this is very important. This armor is going to stay in the game forever, and that's basically the premise of this. You know, if you make the bad decision, you know, you're basically plaguing the Destiny community. Like if you make the wrong decision, and you know, I'm not here to tell you what the right or wrong decision is, but I'm just here to present the facts as they are. And you know, I think that's a good place to jump right into it. So, as you can see from this new armor set, these are clearly Gundams. I mean, these are pretty epic if you ask me. Like basically robots. Bungie calls them mechs, but we all know they're Gundams. And I mean, look at that hunter cloak. That's beautiful. The symmetry, the geometry. I mean, look at that. Imagine how that could flow through the tower. Look at these legs right here. This is just like you're a Vex robot. I mean, this is like literally robot armor right here. I mean, look at this Titan. He's the most iconic. I don't even know anything about Gundams, but I know that this is an iconic Gundam style right here. The Warlock, man, he looks so cool. Like, it's nice to not have like this weird. It's nice to have this unique sort of chess piece right there. It's like super fiction, super sci-fi fiction, and kind of like old western, like a combination of like fantasy and sci-fi. It's pretty cool. And then the second option are the boring monsters, you know, like Bungie decided to double down on it. You know, you got the Cyclops, you got the Wet Man, you know, Raisin guy from the swamps. You got Godzilla. You know, don't get me wrong, Godzilla is pretty cool, but you know, I think that the decision here is pretty important. I mean, look how cool these guys are, and look how trash these guys are, and you know, as we see, Bungie's willing to double down on this. You know, so if you think the monsters are cool, you know what you really should do is not vote for them, so they get cooler next year. You know, that's clearly the thing you do here. You know, the Gundams, they look cool, and you know, if they lost, they'll look cooler even next year. But I mean, I don't know. I think these guys look pretty cool right here. I mean, don't ask me, but you know, don't worry about my opinion. But now we can talk about the facts. I'm here to bring you the facts. I always bring you the good information. I'm here to give you the straight down. You know, here's what you're picking. So you can either have this, or you can have Ocean Man. This or Ocean Man. I mean, it's a pretty tough decision, you know, if you ask me. I mean, David Hasselhoff is, you know, he's pretty good in the SpongeBob movie, but you know, this right here. I mean, look at that. Look how good that armor looks. Look at that. Nothing can penetrate that. Nothing's getting in there. Now that fleshy like skin, I mean, bullets, you know, they go right through skin. Okay, you can either go for this. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Or you can go for the Geico Gecko. You know, we all know that Geico Gecko is a demon from other worlds, and it's just come here to, you know, sell people insurance or something. But I mean, this thing right here, this is not going to sell you any amount of insurance. This thing is gonna take your insurance. If anything, it's gonna pay for your insurance for free. Like this thing is just gonna be there and be like, "Yo, I see that bill. You got some Geico insurance bill. I gotta pay this shit for you." I mean, and then the Geico, you know, the gecko. Look at those eyes, those soulless eyes. Sorry, I gotta get over there. You know, the Geico gecko is too powerful to not move over to him. I mean, look at that soulless nothingness. Look at these eyes. These eyes right here, folks. These are the eyes of of virtue and all things that are holy and good in this world. So you can have this. Look, just look at that. Look at that. You can have that, or you can have this guy. What does he do? What he's a Cyclops. He looks at people real hard. Is that his power? I mean, I can look at people real hard. I mean, look at this. I mean, nothing's gonna get harder than that. Look at that armor. I mean, look at that armor. Look at that armor. Nothing is harder than that armor. I mean, I think the question is, the question's pretty good. What do we want? I think the answer is kind of tough. You can either go for fleshy meat sacks of these guys, or you can go for like hardcore meat, hardcore meat. Yep, that's what these guys are called. You got your hardcore meat. You got your David Hasselhoff. You got your hardcore meat. You got the Geico Gecko. You got your hardcore meat. You got a guy that looks at people real hard. I think the question's pretty obvious. And plus, again, as I mentioned, look, if you want the dinosaur stuff or the monster stuff, sorry, not the dinosaurs. We already have the superior dinosaurs from last year. If you want the monsters, don't vote for them because Bungie is clearly just going to make them better the next year. They're just going to make these better until someone picks them. But if you want the dinosaur, if you want the monsters, you have to vote for the mechs. Like the question is clear. So, I mean, that's basically it, guys. I leave it up to y'all. Make the right decision. Make the right decision. That's all I can say.